News. Tom, go ahead.
Hey, Rudy, good morning. To start off with, just your thoughts on getting DeMar back and then also facing the Rockets without James Harden.
Rockets always been a weird team to play against. They're going to be competitive either way. They still have a lot of great players. What's going on there is that between them and their players or whatever, but we need this win. Obviously, having DeMar back is great for us. He's been our go-to, our centerpiece, and having him back would be great. Just to go out there and compete. He's one of those. He's just a guy we need.
Finally, what are your thoughts on the tighter health and safety protocols?
I can bitch and complain about it, but at the end of the day, it's about safety. I think that's the most important part, not just for us, our families, staff, everybody, and not just the staff and everything. We travel from state to state for the United States of America. We all gotta do our part, and that's the way we're doing our part, I guess.
Thanks, Tom. Let's go to Kaylee Griffin from Rockets TV.
Hey, Rudy. You were teammates with DeMarcus Cousins and Ben McLemore back in Sacramento. What are some of the things you remember about those days playing with those two?
Just the competitiveness, the way we went out there and played. We shared some good moments. Playing somewhere for three or 4 years. You kind of get to get to know people, get to be around them a lot. Just like I learned to be friends with people here. So they're getting opportunities. Great to see DeMarcus back. Great to see Ben have an opportunity to play, and that's what it's mostly about. Just trying to lengthen your career and do the best you can.
On a second question, kind of a little separate, I talked to John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, David Nwaba about all coming off of Achilles injuries and asked if they had a chance to talk to anybody through that process. And all three of them said they talked to you. What has made you want to reach out to players who have gone through or are going through the Achilles injury in the rehab process?
I just want people to do well and have control of their careers. The injury has been an injury that people have kind of written you off and told you that, you can't come back or it's a career ending. But, if I can do it, they can do it. And people reach out to me, I reach out to them. David, actually, I called him because it happened here in San Antonio and I saw it. I reached out to Garrett Temple, which was his teammate at the time, and asked if he was okay. And, took his number down and kind of just told him what I went through and how I did it. Cuz it's a little different. We, obviously we're teammates. We're a little more, a lot more closer than I am with David. And, just telling him, just be patient. It's going to be some tough days, but at the end of the day, the overall, at the end of the day, the overall thing is to get back and be healthy and do as much as you can in your career.
Thanks, Kaylee. Let's go to Tom Petrini from Kens 5.
Hey, Rudy. Through a pretty tough schedule to start the season, how would you evaluate the team, not just with the results, but with how you're growing together as a group?
I'm glad we had that tough schedule in the beginning. We saw what we could do and what we're capable of. And also we got, beating some good teams, we realized how good we can be. Early in the schedule. And we have a lot of room for growth. Our tough schedule showed us that, and we're just continuing to get better, man. Everybody's getting more and more confident. We're trying to learn each other and play better together.
In terms of the team defense, you guys have been forcing a lot of turnovers, making things difficult. What have you seen there, and what have you yourself personally tried to contribute on that end of the floor?
We're a young, athletic team, and we just have to wreak havoc for the opposing teams. And myself, just lending a voice and trying to go out there and do as much as I can in the time I have. And that's the most I can do. Just be a vet.
And then lastly, you make so many tough shots. Sometimes it seems like you're more comfortable off the bounce with a hand in your face. Is that part of, how do you explain that? And, is that something that you've worked on throughout your whole career?
Yeah. For most part of my career, I've been asked to take tough shots and make tough shots. So, For people that see me here, I'm just, changing my role, being a different player, and try to take and make as many open shots as can and make plays for others. But that's just part of being competitive. When most of my career, I've been the guy to go to make those tough shots and shoot the ball at the end of the game. But I guess it's just something I just got better and better at. Try to do less of since I've been here.
Thanks, Tom. We'll wrap it up with Jeff McDonald from the Express News. Jeff.
Hey, Rudy. Houston's coming in here, obviously a team in flux with the trade. They don't know who's going to be available. I know some of the guys that were there are feeling a little disrespected by some of the things that went down. Is that a dangerous team to you? Like, do you feel like they're going to come out and play like their hair's on fire tonight?
Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Obviously what they've been going through is very public, and now, I think both parties have seemed to, get a handle on what's going on, and tonight is a night where it seems as though, teams like this play free, and we just want to go out there and establish ourselves early because it's a league full of pros, a lot of great players, and when somebody goes down, it's another opportunity for someone else. So, we're not taking them lightly at all.
And lastly, I think you're closing in on James Worthy on the NBA all-time scoring list. Is that a name that sticks out to you as a?
Yeah, Showtime Lakers, man. Showtime Lakers. I'm just happy to be around here to be named with some of those guys and somewhat in the history books. James Worthy is somebody I haven't, just me being my age, not being able to watch a lot of them, but, just being the historian of the game, knowing that, how great he was and how good he was for that team.
The Showtime Lakers were before your time a little bit, huh?
A little bit for my time, but I know a little bit about them.
Not that old.
Not that.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right.
In this prime. Thanks, Rudy. We appreciate you, man. We'll see you after the game.